to more shows of Saintfour, and I just ended the episode for 2 and 3. I could have sworn that said 7 earlier on, but now it's 8. I could have sworn that said 7. Anyway, we're gonna be doing episodes 4 and 5 right now. I just said I was gonna eat dinner, but I need to know what happens next. I can't remember where I stopped. I do remember at some point I was with John at a waterfall. Like, because I swear I'm getting to the point where I don't know what's happening. I think I might have played maybe one more episode. I was with John at a waterfall, and I was fooling around with him, even though I was dating Luke at the time. I don't know, but I don't remember what happens. So, let's go. One way to learn the history of mankind is through art. Okay, so more with that Frederick White guy. I wonder what happened to him. The museum. You barely managed to sleep during the night. As soon as the rays of the sun began to seep through the curtains, the dream completely disappeared. The first thing you did was check the secret floorboard. Thank God, the needle was in place. You spun it in your hands. Looks like this person won't calm down until he gets the needle. The thought made you shiver. I need to know what's so special about it. Shame Mrs. Hill's not around to ask her. But where can I find out about the needle? You looked at it again, touching the sharp tip. Ouch! A drop of thick blood fell to the floor. Well, it's certainly sharp. I mean, it is a needle. The weapons store will surely be able to say what for such sharp needles are used. I really can't think of anyone else to ask about it. Oh, but do we really want to take it anywhere? Can we just, like, vaguely ask them? You know? Like, have they ever heard about, like, a needle with, like, that certain... Can we just kind of, like, describe it? Because whoever's looking for it, they know we have it. But we don't want to bring it anywhere, you know what I mean? You quickly gathered your things and went down into the living room. Put it back on the floorboard. I hope she put it back on the floorboard. Then grabbing your jacket, opened the front door. And you ran square into John's chest. Whoa, easy there. He had to hold you by the waist so that you would not fall. Sorry, what are you doing here? I went out for a walk and spontaneously decided to stop by. Are you going somewhere? I don't want to delay you. Yes, I want to go to the weapons store. Why? Long story. Sorry, I wanted to invite you for a stroll. That's very nice of you. But I'm in a hurry. I'm sorry. I also want to find out more about him, so, like, why not? You close the door, and the two of you slowly walk past the houses. So, what's the plan for the stroll? I'd like to show you one place. The waterfall! This is it! This is exactly what I'm talking about. So, okay, I know I've played this episode then, and this must have been the last episode that I played. I remember this moment. That's all I remember. At first you noticed the smell fresh, almost intoxicating. Then you heard the rumble of water. Ah, a waterfall? The sight made you dizzy. A few people know about this place. It's so beautiful. John touched your wrist. Hold out your hand. The water's probably cold. Don't be afraid. Whoa! Someone's giving us lusty eyes. Just saying. Oh well. As soon as the drops touched the tips of your fingers, you pulled your hand back, but then returned it to its place. Splashes flew in all directions. You got a little wet, but you didn't mind. You got carried away by a feeling of lightness and euphoria. It's just fantastic. John walked around, getting behind you, and also extending his hand to the waterfall. Extending his hand, the waterfall seemed to swallow it. The beauty of Saintfour's nature is breathtaking. The fawn seem to know more about Saintfour than most newcomers. They are just too busy with their lives. They have no time to look around. A cold wind made you shiver. Are you cold? He put his arm around you and you felt his hot breath. We're standing so close, intimately close. What about Michael? He will not forgive me if he finds out. John ran his hand over your back and you felt a treacherous shiver. Guys. I can't do this with him. I can't. I swear that that I would give Michael a chance. I'm mad at him right now, sure, but that's not an excuse, dude. At this point, I need to make a decision, and I've made it. No. You rested your hands on his chest and slightly pushed him. John. He immediately pulled away. Sorry, apparently our signals got crossed. Let's go back. Whatever you say. Thank you for such a gift. Thanks for your time. It is as priceless as this waterfall. John nodded his head and bent slightly in farewell. See you again. Count on it. He is cute. He's kind of sweet. He's also kind of sketchy. He turned around and walked away. You expected John to turn around to look back at you again, but he did not. Alright, here we go with this place. I'm like hot. I have my freaking house coat here. I'm like sitting on it. Get out of the way. Okay, that's better. Oh, crap, I'm getting a phone call. Hold on. Okay, sorry. My husband called to say goodnight. He's in Missouri, I think. Anyway, the bell rang announcing a visitor. Wait, I pressed play, right? Okay, it's correct. An annoyed voice was heard almost immediately. We're closed. But what about the seller came to... What is up with these, like, people who own the businesses in these towns? It's like they don't want business. It's like, are they okay? Are you okay? The seller came to you, wiping his hands with a towel. I told you we're closed. No, your sign says open. So you're a smart one, eh? Who comes in this early? It's almost lunch, by the way. He looked at you with some pretense. How old are you? I'm not selling you anything to you, so get out of here. I'm not going to buy anything from you. What a scoundrel you are. I have something for you. What you... I don't know if I want to tell him I'm not going to buy anything, because then he'll tell me to get out if he's not getting anything out of it. I have something for you. Like, what am I supposed to be giving him? That sounds sketch. What a scoundrel you are. That's not going to help either. Okay, so I'm not going to buy anything or I have something for you. Guys, yeah, I have something for you. So you can... Did she actually bring it? I don't hope she did. Oh my god. Sure. Yeah, I have something for you. The seller laid down his the towel and waved his hand. I wonder what you can possibly have for me. Run! Run! Okay, I brought it. Oh god. An antique item. He took the needle and carefully examined it on all sides. I've never seen anything like it before. Uh-oh. That mystic music is playing. Turn that up a little bit. It's a sharp, hollow inside and top of everything, made of crystal. Crystal. We can use this needle to kill the fun. And what a handle. It's probably extremely old. How old? Can you tell? I can't say. What else could you say about it? This needle cannot be called a weapon, and that's pretty much where my knowledge ends. You should ask around them at the museums about things like this. He suddenly looked at you for the first time since you handed him the antique item. Where did you get this thing? You hurriedly took the needle out of his hands and hid it in the backpack. It was given to me for safekeeping. Thanks for the info. You ran out of the store before the seller had time to gather his thoughts. Okay. That went okay. And went to a museum. At the entrance of to the museum, there was a sign saying Happy Halloween, Exhibition of Instruments of Torture. Great. And we see a burning witch. Great. There were a few people, despite the variety of new items. I need to find someone who understands antiques. You won't see anywhere else. They were brought from abroad. See how well they are preserved. It's kind of cute. Oh, oops. The guy was standing near a wooden chair with 2 slots on the back. one can still feel the pain of people they tortured emanating from it, don't you think? Less cute. This tool is ironically called the throne. The victim was hung upside down and could be held in this position for weeks. This guy reminds me of someone, but who? You came closer and raise your hand or interrupt him. I don't want to interrupt him. That's probably courage, but that's a little... I'm going to raise my hand. The guy noticed your gesture and nodded, making it clear that he would get to you a little later, but he continued his tour monologue. The cruelty of people manifested itself in sophisticated ways, for example, and very quickly forgot about you and your raised hand. I should have interrupted him. The guide drew the crowd further, continuing to comment on everything he saw. You got behind all of them and followed them. Boring. I should have just interrupted. Having gone around all the instruments of torture, the guy switched to the paintings. And of course, Frederick White. Is that supposed to be him there? His latest paintings are most appropriate to our current topic. Take a look here. This is the first picture that Frederick did not paint on commission. The girl was accused of witchcraft, this one, and burned at the stake. The artist painted the picture at the very moment when she was being burned. It's no wonder why he managed to so perfectly convey the suffering of the girl. The girl struggled in agony. Hatred burned in her eyes from the lack of understanding and so much pain. She has such an intense gaze. A crowd was gathered around her to gawk at her death as if witnessing some grand event. Their faces expressed nothing but animal delight, or conversely triumph. Okay, everybody in here needs to die. The witch is punished could be read in their eyes. But was she really a witch? Probably not. It probably was some asshole lusting after her and then they decided to claim, oh yeah, she's a witch, burn the witch. Fucking bitches. The picture fascinated you. It was difficult to take your eyes off of it. The artist was a heartless genius, because only a talented and really cold person can draw human pain so well. You came close to the picture, but the guide stopped you. No, you cannot touch it. Sorry, there are some marks. See here? You point to circles in some places that seem to distort the faces of the people depicted. The guide turned around and, without much enthusiasm, examined the painting. Yes, this happens to paint from old age. Let's go see the last one. Frederick called it forgiveness. The artist depicted his own demise. Having finished the picture, he hanged himself just like in this creation. No one knows what prompted Frederick White to do it, or why he named the painting as he did. Has he forgiven someone, or was he asking for forgiveness? See, after seeing the first painting he drew, he was asking for forgiveness. We will never know. I'm pretty sure I know. The guy looked around the small crowd that gathered around him as if waiting for applause, having coughed and cupped his hands. Well, that's it then. Everyone started to disperse, but you remained. Any questions? Yes. You took the needle from your backpack and handed it to the guide. He raised his eyebrows in surprise and stretched his hand towards it. Gave him the needle. Not so fast. I don't trust his ass. You get the needle behind your back. Tell me about it first. Where did you get it? Tell me about it. The guy looked at you suspiciously, looked at the needle again, and carefully replied, Yes, of course, just 1 second. He hurriedly walked the hall, looking over his shoulder several times to check if you were still there. While waiting, you examined the instruments of torture. What a horror. How can people torture each other like this? What the? You heard a rattle, a roar, the tramp of horses. Like jigsaw puzzles, the walls began to collapse and crumble, finally turning into a fine dust and being carried away with the wind. Everything around had changed. You were no longer in a museum. The cries of the whole village merged into a single symphony of pain and horror. A huge paw grabbed a man by the collar and pulled him closer. Come here. The man did not have time to cry at his foreseeable death, as Fawn tore out his heart. He raised his bloody paw up, squeezing the still pulsing organ as scarlet blood dripped down. The village was burning in flames. People scattered, seeing the monster walking through the blazing fire. Where are you going? I've only just begun. Blood for blood. Suddenly the fawn stopped and slowly turned his head to you. He grabbed you by the wrist, squeezing your bone and inflicting unbearable pain. You tried to break free of his grip and you fell on an advertising booth for the exhibition. You looked at your hand in horror. This is a trace of his paw. Could you come with me? No. I didn't steal shit. A guard bends over you, holding out his hand. I don't trust him to just grab me and try to walk the fuck off as if he has the right. I'm not trying to be disagreeable though. Ugh. I just be courageous. Just be a bitch. It's fine. He helped you get up. The guard noticed the bruise in the shape of an inhumanely large palm on your wrist, but said nothing. Of course he didn't, because he doesn't give a fuck. You hastily hid your hand behind your back. Where are you taking me? Come in here, please. No. I'm not going nowhere until you tell me what the fuck I'm doing in there. He pointed towards a little door. You doubted, but still went. Why would you go? Sit down. What's up? I spoke with the guide. He's on his way now. You folded your arms in front of you and sat down on the chair. Frowning, you watched the security camera monitors in the museum for a while. You saw one of the members of the Black Dragon gang, whom you saw at the dump, approaching the guide. They're twins. How could I have missed that? Oh, yeah. The gang member approached the guy and started talking about something, but the guy started up, roughly grabbed his brother, and led him out of the hall while the other one laughed. They don't seem to have the best relationship. A few minutes later, the door to the guard room opened. The guy sat down opposite from you, resting his elbows on the back of the chair. The sheriff will be here soon. What? Why? I understand that at your age you think you're smarter than all adults. You say that as if you are much older than I am. I'm 25. Woohoo! Not that old. Enough to understand that such a thing, he pointed to the pocket where you hid the needle, should not be in the possession of a schoolgirl. Admit it, where did you steal it from? Fuck you, piece of shit! Fuck off! Steal? It's rare that someone comes across antiques like this. They don't grow on trees. You could've just fucking asked that! Instead of fucking calling the fucking sheriff, his corrupt ass. Like, fuck you, dude. It wouldn't come as a surprise if you came here to sell it to us or to verify its authenticity. Yeah, but did you ask any of that? No. That little thing is worth quite a fortune. So you do admit that you stole it? No, that's not what I fucking said. When did I say that shit? The guy got up from his chair and nodded to the guard. Call me when the sheriff arrives. Okay. Hey! Okay, I'll listen to what you have to say, but you have 5 minutes. I'm going to talk to someone who knows what this needle is. For that, you'll want to talk to Mr. Davis, the museum director, but I hope you're not counting on it. Well, I don't even know. I'm so mad. How can I persuade him? Blackmail or make friends? Blackmail? I know who your brother is. What are you talking about? And I know what the tattoo on his back means. The guy cast an alarmed glance at the guard. Could you please leave us alone for a minute, please? Call me if you need me. As soon as the door closed behind him, the guy jumped to his feet. What does it matter what my brother does? You tell me! You just made that guy leave. That's awfully fucking suspicious, isn't it, bitch? I had nothing to do with it. Really, I think at the very least the sheriff will be able to find the location of the Black Dragons if he's convinced you know it. So young and already a bitch. You're a bitch! Am I a bitch? You've offended me. The guy sat down again as if exhausted. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. The guy looked at you as if trying to understand what kind of person you were. Okay, I'll call the director here. I'll try at least. Thank you. But you still have to wait for the sheriff. Deal? Whatever. What a pickle. Deal. Asshole. The guy took off for 15 minutes. You thought that he might not return, but soon the door opened and an overweight man entered. You recognized him to be the museum director. Mr. Davis paused for a bit, then asked, Let me get straight to the point. I was told you wanted to know about some very interesting item. May I have a look? Yes, of course. Do you know anything about this needle? This is either a very good fake or it was wonderfully well preserved. Similar needles were used for sacrifice. Back in the day, they used them to slaughter sheep, but this one is more ancient. How old can it be? At least 4 centuries. Mr. Davis brought the needle very close to his face, then took a magnifying glass out of his pocket and began to examine something. Interesting. What is it? There's an inscription here. It says something in Latin. What does it say? He gave you back the needle. Unfortunately, I do not speak Latin. I hope I've answered all of your questions. I'm afraid I've got work waiting for me. Yes, thank you very much. If only Mrs. Hill was here. She can read Latin. She had that book in Latin that I read the spell from last time. The director stood up, but suddenly turned around as if remembering something. Oh yes, tell me, where did you get it? At Mrs. Hill's shop. It belongs to her. He twitched his lips and clenched his jaw. Ah, that old Scrooge. So many times I've asked her to sell White's purple poison to us so that we have a complete collection, but she just won't budge. No one comes to her shop, and this masterpiece just sits around growing dust while the rest of the junk in here. And this, worth the wealth of the whole city. She looked at the needle again. It turns out she has other, more valuable things as well. The director of the museum got carried away with thoughts, but someone called him, and he seemed to wake up and shook your hand. If you don't know what to do with this find, our museum will be happy to relieve you from this burden. So, idiot twin over there is like, I bet you're trying to sell it from us, and blah, you such a fucking thief, and la 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 la, this and that, and then his boss comes in here. I was like, yeah, I'll buy it. Fuck this bastard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have a temper. I really do. Get out of here, dude. That is, of course, if Mrs. Hill decides to give it to you. I wish you good luck, young lady. Yeah, I bet you do, because you just want the find. I ain't giving you crap. The director left, but you were not alone for long. A couple minutes later, the door opened again. Sheriff. Hello. Please leave us alone. As soon as you were alone, Mr. Nixon took off his hat as sat facing you. What am I supposed to do with you? Take me home because I ain't do shit? What is it this time? Let me guess. You don't know anything. I didn't steal anything. Well, of course. I need to convince him to let me go. I literally didn't steal anything. You could call Mrs. Hill on the phone and ask her that I'm supposed to be watching her place. My mom is a fucking witness that Mrs. Hill came to go and ask me to watch her place. Like, there's no proof or evidence or anything. Why do I need to convince him of anything? He's an idiot. And I think I know how. Mr. Nixon, you need to know something. I'm listening. One of the Black Dragon members told me that he was given drugs by a chemist from the forest. Why would this convince him to let you go? I don't understand. What are you doing? Did I make a wrong turn? That somehow I'm giving this information out? A, that makes me look more suspect because now I know the Black Dragon members. That means I'm in contact with them. That's number one. Number two, Michael was a Black Dragon member. Why am I ratting him out? To the sheriff, who they're all worried about. You've used the information that you unveiled. Am I supposed to? How did you get in touch with him? You should not communicate with them. I don't communicate with them. What makes you think he was telling the truth? He had no reason to lie. Oh well. What else did he say? You briefly told him about your dialogue. What more are you hiding from the adults, Melody? Everything, because adults can't be trusted and they're too stupid dealing with it. Run around in their own little fucking world to even notice what's going on. Like you not going trying to find those damn kids. Where the fuck is Bobby? You pretend to be very sorry about everything. Just stop getting into trouble, okay? I promise, this is the last time. Don't make promises you can't keep. Good. And you better return this thing to the antique shop where you took it from. I ain't sending it there. People will find it now. Now everybody knows it's from that shop. Mr. Nixon let you go. Anything, I shouldn't even be hiding it at my house at this point. I had to find some way to place it. I wouldn't even know where to put it. Isn't this sad? Like, the first thing I thought about, like, who I can get to help me hide this, I was gonna think of Bobby, but Bobby's gone. I need my partner in crime back, dude. In your head, you kept going over and over again the dialogue you had with the director. For centuries. Surely this needle is worth a lot of money. Who cares? Mrs. Hill won't sell it, no matter who comes asking. So whoever wants it has no choice but to steal it. But what is he capable of, blinded by a fanatical desire to possess this thing? As you turned around the corner onto the main street of Saintfour, you saw the guide's brother. Michael stood next to him. Why are they hanging around the museum? They noticed you. Baby, what are you doing here? He lifted you and kissed your cheeks. You smiled against your will. And what are you doing here? Cherry's brother works here. Cherry? Juicy and sour as I like. Nice to meet you. What? We were about to go home. Come on, I'll take you. He embraced you and led the way. On the way, you remembered that there was going to be nobody home. A feeling of loneliness took over you. Maybe I should invite Michael over? Yeah, we need to talk, bro. What about your mom? She's not gonna be home. Really? Oh god. Here we go. There's hearts, but I'm stuck. Should I click something? Michael sat on the bed and pulled you down as well. You willingly clung to him. Michael? Yes, baby. Why did you become one of the Black Dragons? They are criminals? Michael tensed up. You even thought he wanted to step back. We are not the way they talk about us. Back in the day, Black Dragons were involved in robberies and other things. Not anymore. What changed? Aaron cut off any ties with those who dealt in crime. He started a family that protects each other. Do you mean to say that Black Dragons do nothing illegal? They do, but not the stuff that you and everyone else thinks. We have our underground casino. It brings in enough money. I'm not a bad person, Melody. Do you believe me? Yeah, I believe you. I know that I'm a narcissistic moron, and in general the worst possible choice, according to your mother. But I will try to be better for you. Michael hugged you and kissed your hair. Before, I didn't understand the point of all this tenderness and caresses, but you've changed everything. Michael kissed you first on the one cheek, then on the other. Melody, I need to tell you something. Speak. Even before I... Forget it. Michael, tell me. No, it's nonsense. It doesn't matter anymore. He suddenly became sad and lay down on his back. What do you think Bobby is now? You remember him surrounded by purple flowers. I'm sure he's okay. I hope so. You turned Michael's face towards you and gently kissed him. He immediately responded to your kiss. His lips, his hands, his entire being became so dear to you. It's hard now to remember our first meeting. He is a narcissistic jerk. You lay in each other's arms for some time and didn't notice how or when you fell asleep. Oh, that's not safe. If your mom strolls up to the room, you in trouble, buddy. When you woke up, Michael was gone. There was a note on the pillow. You looked so sweet asleep, I didn't want to wake you up. Oh, Michael. Your hair got disheveled during your sleep. Oh, I need to feed Mrs. Hill's animals. Oh my god! Why do you keep forgetting to feed these animals? Like, okay, tell me about pet owners. Like, how many times a day do you feed your animals? Like, at least twice, right? Like, am I wrong? I don't know. I was watching my sister's dog, you know, I fed her in the morning and in the afternoon I gave her little treaties. Like, how often are you supposed to feed these animals? Because I'm good in the fact, like, who's feeding her animal? How about that? Even though I don't think that's actually a bird. You quickly got ready. pretty cool. That matches my outfit, but I'm probably gonna change clothes soon. And this one is cute. This one is cool though, you gotta admit, that's pretty cool. That's pretty dope. I kinda like it. But this one's really sweet. I like that too. That's why I probably picked it. Okay, no. I like the sweet, sort of cutesy style. Picking on a coat, you went outside. Oh no. Now I gotta go there by myself? It's cold. A shadow flashed across the house, as if hiding from someone. You quickened your pace, but unfortunately no one followed you. After 5 minutes, you stopped and slapped your forehead. Oh god damn it. I forgot the keys to the shop. You didn't want to go anywhere in this weather, even more so to make the trip several times. Where's my mom, by the way? But there was no other way out. You had to go back. The heart-rending caw of a crow came from your room. You quickly took off your coat and went upstairs. The door to your room was closed. You slowly opened it. Through my heart. The room was dark. Axel flapped his wings fervently and circled impatiently in the cage. A shadow flashed from the side. You immediately looked at the floor. You hit the needle well. All the floorboards are in place. He didn't find the needle. Why would you look at it, though? Fear took over your body, and you were afraid to even breathe. This time, he won't let me go so easily. You carefully reached for the switch. The enemy grabbed your arm and pushed you onto the bed. The thief wanted to escape, but the crow got out of the cage and circled at the entrance to the room, blocking the way. This is my chance. You jumped off the bed, but you didn't manage to take a step before the thief twisted your arms again. The floorboard creaked. Oh no! Oh no, he guessed it. The thief bent down, still holding your hands tightly, lifting one of the floorboards. Seeing the needle, his hand trembled. He hastily took it and hid it in his pocket. You tried to break out, turn around to see the enemy, but he squeezed so tightly that it was hard to even breathe. The thief pulled you to the window, took the needle out of his pocket, and stretched it out into the light to make sure it was real. Moonlight flashed on the tip of the crystal. He's gonna kill me with this thing. Then he returned it to his pocket. I can't just give the needle away. The sheriff will blame me. What should I do? Say it's a fake. Bite his hand. Bite him. You grabbed his shoulder, clenching your teeth and inflicting pain. He let you go and wanted to grab you again, but you managed to get the needle from his pocket. Yes! And slashed at his right or left hand. I don't know, but I want to leave marks on him, right? Because if I see him again in the light of day, and I can tell where the bite mark is and a slash, if I'm slashing it with a needle, then I can tell where he has to cut. Right or left hand, right or left hand. Most people's dominant hands is right hand. He groaned dully. You wounded the thief's right hand. I need to write that down. So somebody like right hand. Okay, keep that in mind. He groaned dully. How does he tolerate this pain? Everything happened so quickly that you didn't get the chance to see his face. He slipped past the humble pet and ran out of the room, and when you ran after him, he disappeared entirely. An empty house with the door wide open. You felt your grip on the needle. Your whole body shook with pent-up fear. Now you did not feel safe even at home. Waiting for your mother to come home, you looked outside the window for dangerous people and quietly asked yourself, who is he? But you had the distinct feeling that you knew this person. Who could it be? Who could it be? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Despite what we found out about Michael, I don't think it's Michael. That might just be my romantic heart. The search for Bobby is going full steam ahead, but what awaits you? I don't know. We're about to find out. Oh my god. Okay, so we marked him, his right hand. We got the needle back. That was awesome. Okay, we're back with Annette and William. The search. Annette was sitting on the porch, going over the herbs in the basket. What the fuck? What are you doing here? Are you still trying to conjure a potion? Oh, Annette's older. Oh, hello. Yes, I'm trying to find a cure for several ailments. Arya sat down next to her on the steps and handed her a few chicken eggs. In return, Annette gave her an infusion of peonies for insomnia and continued to silently tinker with the plants. You seem sad. I'm sorry. It's 7 years today since my mother died. Oh, my deepest condolences. Arya looked around. Where's William? Fiddling with his animals. He put rabbit traps throughout the county. What is he doing with them? Annette irritably threw the herbs in the basket and stood up, wiping her hands on her dress. Could he walk with me? Annette looked at Arya with the pity and the anger at the same time. I told you so many times, Arya. William will not walk with you. Please understand it once and for all. Arya jumped, casting an offended look at her friend, trying to hold back her tears. Oh, forgive me. Please understand, even if I wanted to, William wouldn't listen to me. He has barely spoken to me for 7 years now. There are no people in the world more estranged than we are. But Arya did not hear her. She shook her head, wiping incessant tears. It's all simply because I'm hideous to look at. You are lucky. You're beautiful. Of course you don't want someone like me with your brother. And what am I supposed to do? Arya, you got it all wrong. Annette wanted to calm her friend, but Arya threw her hand off her shoulder, violently pushed the basket of herbs away, and looked at Annette with a mixture of surprise and condemnation. What's the matter, Arya? Or is it all about herbs? Would you be so beautiful without them? She ran away, not giving Annette the chance to answer. Arya had a baby with someone. Could it have been William? You and Candy were sitting on the floor surrounded by pillows. Derek was looking out the window thinking about something. You told them about everything that happened, including the strange dream, and then silence prevailed in the house. Show me again, the mark on your hand. I've already shown it several times. Doesn't he believe me? You've already looked at it as long as you need. I know, it's just your story sounds unbelievable. Here we fucking go again. Derek fell onto the sofa and tilted his head back. How can one remain sane with everything that's going on? Tell me about it. Looked at you, noticed a nervous smile, and again leaned back on the sofa. Well, that's one less sane person. Hey! Candy laughed. The mark on your arm ached and you grimaced, nervously lowered your sleeves. Does it hurt? Derek squatted down beside you, gently taking you by the hand. Candy shuddered, frowningly watching what he was doing. Oh, come on. Oh my gosh, she's such a jealous idiot. She's on my nerves. I don't know what's going on, but I don't like it. He was silent for a moment, got up and threw on his jacket. I spoke with Michael. These black dragons, as they call themselves, are also going to look for Bobby. Candy, are you coming? No, I don't know. Derek squatted down in front of Candy, took her hands, and looked into her eyes with profound affection. She got embarrassed and looked away. I won't let anyone hurt you, Candy. Thank you, Derek. Carrie buried her face in his shoulder as if under a wing. So it's only the two of us going, Melody? Looks like it. You and Candy put on your jackets. You never said anything about the needle or the visions. Do you think they're connected? Could be. Maybe someone is slipping you poison from that flower, say in food or water or sedative drugs? No, it's different. I thought that too. No, I thought that too. But who? And when does he find the time? You said that the thief seemed familiar to you. You may have met him before. The only person I know who tried to drug me before is Luke. Hey, isn't that your dad's car out there? A police car is parked a block away from your house. It's his plates. Does he have some police business here? No, it's something else. Melody, I'll go with you. I think my dad's at your place now. I think I understand what's going on. He said goodbye to Candy and moved towards her house. When you entered, Mom and Mr. Nixon were chatting animatedly about something. Seeing you with Derek, they abruptly fell silent. Mr. Nixon immediately stood up, coughed shyly and embarrassed. Hello, children. He looks like such a freak. Mom, can I have a moment with you, please? Mom nervously straightened her skirt and, like a guilty girl, followed you. What's going on between you two? What are you talking about? I'm not an idiot. Mom, please. She twisted her hands and didn't dare raise her eyes at you. Oh, okay. Our relationship with Dad is long gone. He ruined our future, and now he's disappeared altogether, God knows where. Ain't I know you about all that. But it's not about that. Jonathan, Mr. Nixon is a completely different man. He supported me, giving me what your father couldn't. He's a real man, if you say so. I was afraid of that. I feel guilty even talking about this with you. Forgive me. But it all happened somehow on its own. If you tell me you want me to stop, I will stop all communication with him. For dinner? Well, yes. Let's get to know each other better, break the ice between us. And you're not even mad about me? Oh, I'm mad, but you do what you want to do. If you feel good with him, who am I to stand in your way? Just remember that. Just remember, keep that in mind when Michael comes to mind. Just remember that. Because I'm going to remember. Tears welled in your mother's eyes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One thanks will be enough. You came up to Derek and Mr. Nixon. Melody wanted to tell you something. You can tell him. I did. Yes. Would you like to stay for dinner? For dinner? Thanks to you, they got close. I don't know if I should do... Maybe I can get dirt on him. It'll be rude to refuse, Derek. Of course, we'd love to. You and Derek looked at each other, barely holding back your smiles, either because the situation was somewhat comic or just plain awkward. Derek is clearly not against the unfolding events. Well, me neither. You and your mother quickly set the table. Sit, sit. For a while, only the sound of forks disturbed the silence while you were eating. You saw the sheriff noticing the mark on your arm. Derek also understood what his father was looking at and heard take the initiative. Candy is almost recovered. She's a resilient girl. Yes, Saintfour tends to raise strong children. Speaking of growing, he put a purple flower on the table. Derek rolled his eyes. Dad, come on, right now? Wait, this is important. I found this near your house. Looks like one of the flowers that I threw out of the window. I just wanted to warn you to be careful with them. They emit toxic poison. These flowers can be used as a sedative, or one can make drugs out of them and who knows what else. Better to just leave them be if you see any. Surprisingly, this conversation diffused the situation, and you started to chat. You tried to avoid the topic of the missing children and enjoy the evening. Mom constantly casually touched the sheriff. She put her hand on Mr. Nixon's shoulder and looked at her warmly. Maybe some coffee? I can't say no to that, but if you allow me, I would do it myself. They both went into the kitchen. Oh my god. This is all so strange. Tell me about it. The relationship between your parents is bad, right? As you can tell, Mom wouldn't be acting like that if she wasn't ready for a divorce. And what about yours? Derek is held in a strange way, clenched his hands into fists, and then forced himself to relax and say, she died. I don't know how to approach this. Derek doesn't really like to be impassioned speeches, but at the same time, you know, he's my friend. I don't want to be so cold to be like, accept my condolences, but everybody says that. I'm just gonna speak from the heart. Me too. Derek smiled encouragingly at you. It's okay, never mind. I was 7 years old then, a little boy who was not yet had time to grow up and fully understand. At that time, Candy supported me like no other. Oh, okay. She was a sister and a mother to me. Okay, that makes it a little bit more awkward. I owe her. I will always be in her debt. Your relationship with Derek improved. Okay, cool. Derek glanced at his watch. It's time to go looking for Bobby. Will Miss Nixon let us go? I will tell him that we are going for a walk, not a word about Bobby. Okay, I'll go change. You quickly went upstairs and opened the closet doors. It will be especially cold in the forest. My winter jacket is somewhere around here. Alright, let's find a nice little coat. That one's nice. A fur coat. Oh my god. It's like she run around in a pimp coat. Or a parka. Ooh, it's purple! I don't really like the look of that one. I kind of want that one. Well, this one goes with my hair. I chose this last time. Let me go ahead and choose this one. Now when you go outside, you will wear this coat. Okay. New coat. Oh, okay. Like, how long has Bobby been gone for it to be like, has Halloween passed already? Mom and Mr. Nixon were speaking so enthusiastically that they barely paid attention to your farewell. The sheriff only told Derek to watch over you in a menacing tone, and then he continued the conversation. A hard, strong movement. Shut your mouth. Oh no. Be quiet. Oh, Derek, you scared me. Get up. Carefully. He helped you get up. You almost hung on his neck. It started to rain. Great. Can't get much worse than this. Come on. I found a place. Derek lifted you and you moved on, overcoming the pain. He sat you near a damp and cold wall. Oh, I do remember this part! Oh, yeah, I won't be doing that this time. It's worse here than outside, and I see nothing. Just hold on a sec. Branches crackled, dry leaves rustled. After a few minutes, a small bonfire was lit. You'll get warm in a minute. You stretched out your hands, feeling the heat of the fire, but the shiver did not stop. Are you cold? A little. He moved closer, put his arm around your shoulders, and pulled you close. Then he started to rub your hands, trying to warm you. Is that better? Yes, thanks. What do you think about Candy and Bobby? We'll find them. Don't worry. You put your head on Derek's shoulder. The wind was raging outside, icy drops gusting at you. Derek? Yes? Do you miss those times back then? Sometimes. Have you ever wished to change it? Maybe leave Saintfour before it was too late? I would like to change something, but not to leave. So what do you want to change? Derek slightly changed his position and you had to take your head off his shoulder. You looked at each other. I thought a lot about the past. If I could go back, I would have the courage to tell you about my feelings. I thought I hooked him and Candy up. I didn't think that. I thought there was a spark between them. I'm confused. I didn't think they would still give this option. Feelings? Melody, don't feign ignorance. You always knew, didn't you? No, actually. No. I didn't do anything actively to suggest it. Maybe you should tell me now? Derek rolled his eyes, exhaled exasperatedly, and pulled you sharply towards him, passionately sinking his lips into yours. I'm so confused! Did our parents get married? I don't know. Where is Michael? Why is he not here? This could end very badly. You hit him on the shoulder once, then the second time, but the third time he caught your hands. Hey, easy. God, what are we doing? I'm such a weirdo. He also loosened the pressure, became more tender. Then he wanted to step back, but you suddenly felt the need to be closer to him. No, don't leave me. You threw your arms around his neck and merged into a kiss again. Can I lose myself in a moment here with him, or will it be wrong? Guys, I don't know, like, should I just consider this like a future thing? But like, what if Michael pops up? But I mean, he's not here right now. What am I doing? This could go wrong, but... Derek lifted you and sat you on his lap. He squeezed your waist, pressing you closer. You've changed so much at the same time, remain the same, Derek. You haven't changed a bit. I like it. You clung to each other again, almost without interrupting the kiss. Raise your hands. Your bodies were burning and the clothes got in the way. Derek dutifully complied with your request. You took off his t-shirt, ran your hand over his chest, his abdomen. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. This is still strange. I haven't made up my mind. You're so hot. Maybe you have a fever? My god, that's so cheesy. Derek sharply switched position, getting on top. Yes, because of you. He began to undress you, impatiently, yet very skillfully at the same time. His kisses burned into your skin. You squirmed, trembled, shuddered, reacting to his every touch, his every breath. Derek. A sharp movement covered your body in goosebumps. Derek froze, letting you come to your senses, and then he began to move slowly at first, and then accelerating his pace more and more. You didn't notice how you were pressed against the damp wall that was taking away the heat of Derek's hot body. Then you were on the floor again. You screamed in the silence of the night, leaving aside all worries and wondering why it took so long for you and Derek to get here. So infinitely long. You fell exhausted on top of Derek. He silently began stroking your hair. You looked at the flames, listened to the logs crack, and enjoyed the silence and each other's company. So, you were in love with me? Yes, although back then I didn't want to admit it to myself. How was your leg, by the way? It hurts, but not so much. Let me see. He gently placed your leg on his knee and examined your ankle. You looked at the dying fire. I could stay here forever, except Bobby and Candy are missing. Okay. Back to the present where my feelings make a little bit more sense. Almost an entire search party gathered near the forest. Even Luke joined the quest, regardless of his mutual dislike with Michael. Okay, that's good of Luke. Here we're all in the same boat, right? It can roll over at any time. That's a clever remark. Michael approached you, stroked your head, and pulled you towards him. How are you, little one? How are you holding up is really the better question. I feel a little better around you. He firmly hugged you and would not let go of your embrace for a long time, as if he did not want to face reality. Poor thing. A small rumble of voices and jokes was heard coming from the members of the Dragon Gang. But then Aaron came out of the darkness and everyone fell silent at once. As we did not manage to get together earlier, we'll have to search in the dark. This complicates the task. We will split into groups. Brown, Cherry, you're on your own. So Brown is the name of that thug. Aaron turned to you. Who are you going with? Michael? You looked at Michael and Luke. They talked about something with Brown and Cherry, discussing where it would be better to start the search while going further and further into the forest. You wanted to call them, but they were already lost among the trees. Rude. I will not distract them. I'll go with Derek or with you. With Derek, things are awkward. With you, Aaron, I don't trust this guy. I'm gonna go with Derek because most likely something's gonna happen to me. And Derek needs to believe it, okay? Because he's still on the fence. I told you, I'm dragging him into all of our antics. This is happening. Caution? Oh, no. How is that caution? Why would that be caution? Look, I I understand this question. You go with your known person. Oh, man. I don't want to redo this whole thing. I don't want to get too many caution points at the same time. Because I think I have like 3 now. I still don't trust him. Like, he's cute, but... I think it'll be fine. Good. We meet here in half an hour and a half. Derek turned on his flashlight. Come on, Melody. You wandered around different paths, rushing at the sight of shadows and silhouettes similar to the one you were looking for, but it always turned out to be either a tree or just a play of light. While we walk, can I ask you a question? Well, you can try it. Why didn't you believe me and Bobby? Why did you leave us to deal with Pisadera on our own? That's a good question. Would you believe something like that if you were me? Yes? Then I sympathize with your gullibility. Such a jerk. Derek stopped abruptly and he slammed into his back. Oh no. A piece of Bobby's jacket had torn off, caught on a low branch. You jumped up and grabbed it. A clue. So we're on the right track. Path of courage. What if one of us climbs a tree and looks around? Bad idea. I know this forest. The trees here are tall and lush, and there are a few glades and they are small. You won't see anything but treetops. You push Derek aside. I'm still gonna try. You climb to the top. The branches scratch your hands and face. In the end, you were disappointed. The trees were so high that it was impossible to see anything further than the next pine. I have to go back down, but as soon as you moved, a flock of birds flew at you. They had round, wild eyes, and they expressed some groundless anger, a desire to throw you off the tree. Oh. They pecked at you and flapped their wings furiously. Trying to defend against their attacks, you fell off the branch. Coordinate your moves correctly? You tried to regroup your body and soften the fall in your foot, but the height was too great. The pain, though hellish, twisted your whole body just for a moment and then left you alone with a last gasp. Trying to defend against their attacks, you fell off the branch. Cling on to the right branch. I don't know! You grabbed all the strength and grabbed the right branch, which seemed to be stronger than the others. Well, there's never any indication of this. Holding it inflicted pain on your hands and hard bark scratched your skin, but you managed to hold on, not only to carefully go down. Because your entire body was trembling, it took you a long time to descend. Exhausted, you fell in Derek's arms. You left to get in trouble. I told you there'd be nothing to see up there. Sorry. Don't apologize. Can you walk? Yes. Why did you fall? I was attacked by birds. Birds? I thought that they would peck out my eyes. What got into them? You must have disturbed their home, so they got angry. You looked up. The branches were empty, as if there was never a flock of birds there. The wind howled, but it was more like a whisper. Communicating through the fucking wind. Come on, I feel uneasy here. You went further in the direction to which Bobby ran, but did not see anything new. It was time to return to the meeting spot. Let's go back. Maybe they also found some clues. Yes, let's go. What? Some rustle caught your attention. You turned around and suddenly you were in a completely different place. Please tell me I took Derek with me. Why is that thing glowing now? Oh my god. A huge red moon was up in the sky. But it's still too early for the red moon. That's what I was about to say. It charmed you, and you barely managed to take your eyes away from it in order to look around. I've been here before, in a dream. This time all the graves were filled. The roar made you shiver and back away. An animal fear took hold of your senses. A shadow passed between the trees in the darkness, and you heard a whisper in Latin. Oh man, too bad. I don't know. I don't speak Latin. Is someone casting a spell? But for what? You turned around towards the fawn statue, motionless and severe, and suddenly you noticed someone approaching out of the corner of your eye. A blade flashed. You ran away as quickly as you could and ran into Luke. Hey, what are you doing? Melody, are you alright? Derek looked at you with some pity and anxiety. Did you hurt yourself? Let me see. Michael looked at your head. You seem fine. I saw something. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. He looked around for a statue, but there was nothing resembling it nearby. The boys looked at you, anxiously expecting you to do something weird at any minute. I'm fine. Derek nodded. I wouldn't be so sure about that, but let's take your word for it, temporarily. Like, what happened to me while we were walking together? Like, what happened? Did he, like, turn to go and walk back to the others and then turned around and I wasn't there? He turned to Luke and Michael. We found a piece of Bobby's jacket. Michael grabbed a piece of fabric, carefully examined it. He clenched his jaw, trying to stop his chin from trembling. So he was out here. I advise you to bring this to my father. We'll show an approximate location, and then a proper search party will be find Bobby. Yeah, well, that didn't work for Candy, did it? Luke slightly staggered and sat right on the ground. What's wrong with you? Nothing. I just hurt myself while we were walking through the bushes. You looked at Luke and a cold shiver ran down your spine. His left sleeve was soaked with blood. Oh, it wasn't him. I struck the person on the right hand. I wrote it down. Right hand. It's not Luke. You tried to break free, turn around to see the enemy, but he squeezed so tightly that it was hard to even breathe. The thief pulled you to the window, took a needle from his pocket, and stretched it out to the light to make sure it was real. Moonlight flashed on the tip of the crystal. He'll kill me with it now. I stabbed the attacker's hand, the right one. You backed away. What? Is he really the one after? You stabbed the right one! How are you gonna remember that? Are you stupid? No, it's not Luke. Don't be dumb. I think I still have a good amount of courage. I shouldn't need to redo that. I think I'm fine. I've been recording for like an hour. Do I do another one? I don't know. Okay, wait, we were on episode... I did episode 2 and 3, and then just now I did 4 and 5. I can just do like a big finale, like 6, 7, 8 all in one go. I could do that. It's like 10:53 right now. I want to know what happened. I need to finish. Okay. Anyway, I think I'm going to end this part right here. 6, 7, 8. You try to solve the mystery of the needle. Hopefully it's not too late. I think I really am getting to the part where because I definitely didn't finish the season. I don't know where I stopped, but apparently I played that episode too. You know, I didn't remember that at all. It's been too long. Crap. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting that specific ad to play. Anyway. Yeah, okay. I'm going to the part. I know I need to go eat dinner, but I need to know what happens, guys. 'Cause I really don't remember. I don't think I played all of this. I don't. So 6, 7, and 8. I'm about to do that. Yeah, I think I am. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me about your theories too. Well, of course you guys probably know because the story is over. You don't need to theorize like I do. Okay, so don't tell me. Don't tell me. Well, when I finish the finale, we can talk about it there. Tell me if you guys thought the same thing or thinking the same thing, or if I'm crazy or whatever. I'm probably crazy. Anyway, tell me if you guys hooked up with Derek in the future, or like, am I being weird? Does that affect anything? Tell me if that affects something. Seriously, I want to know that for sure. Anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and show that like button some love, subscribe to see more content like this, and I will see you next time. Bye!